Before we dive into the world of Gladiator 2, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button if you found this content engaging. As a cinephile with a keen interest in historical epics, I approached Sir Ridley Scott's latest offering, Gladiator 2, with a mix of excitement and skepticism. While Scott frequently explores the historical epic genre, he doesn't prioritize historical accuracy above everything else in his work. Scott has been known to express his displeasure with critics who point out factual errors in his movies. And he famously told nitpickers to focus on something more meaningful after critics highlighted inaccuracies in his 2023 film, Napoleon. This same pattern has been observed with Gladiator 2, where he remains undeterred by those pointing out supposed inaccuracies. Just like the initial movie, Gladiator 2 won numerous Oscars, including Best Picture and Best Director for Scott when it premiered in 2000. The subsequent film unfolds a fictional tale using the grandeur of the Roman Empire as its setting, while also weaving real historical characters into the plotline. The first thing to bear in mind is that although certain things and characters depicted in Gladiator 2 are based in historical fact, the story itself is intended as a fictional tale. Instead of scrutinizing every minute detail and plot point, it could be considered a pointless endeavor, and yet it's thought-provoking to examine the parts where the movie accurately portrays the historical era and those instances where creative freedom is taken. Regarding the main characters depicted in the movie, it's a blend of fact and fiction, since some are inspired by actual historical figures. For instance, the characters Gedda and Caracalla, portrayed as ruthless co-emperors, are indeed based on real individuals who reigned during the time period depicted in the film. Initially, in reality, the duo governed together with their father, Emperor Septimius Severus. However, after their father's demise, they often clashed, leading to a power struggle. Eventually, Caracalla met his brother's fate through assassination. In the film, certain aspects of the narrative align with reality, but the method of the murder and the portrayal of events following it are entirely fictional. A person named Macrinus subsequently took his place as Rome's first African emperor, although he bore little resemblance to the character portrayed by Denzel Washington in the movie. In the portrayal of various characters, such as Lucilla and Lucius, they share similarities with real individuals, but it's crucial to note that these resemblances are not exact. For instance, while Lucilla did have a son named Lucius, this young Lucius tragically passed away at 12 years old, so he was never a gladiator like the character played by Paul Mescal in the film. Meanwhile, other characters, including Pedro Pascal's Marcus Acacius, are completely fictional alley. Characters are supposedly, if you're the type to find flaws, there are numerous other aspects in the movie that could be questioned. For instance, the opening scene depicts a fight in Numidia, but by the era portrayed in the film, Numidia was already under Roman rule, so such a battle wouldn't have occurred. The movie's portrayal of gladiator attire varies from historical truth. In reality, they didn't don body armor. Rather, they used shields for protection. Among the points that stood out and apparently sparked controversy among history purists upon the release of the movie's trailer, was a scene showing gladiators battling sharks within the Colosseum. Although this is a fabrication, it's not quite as far-fetched as you might imagine. The Romans really did flood the Colosseum with water on occasion. Indeed, some sources say that the opening of the iconic arena actually saw the recreation of a naval battle that had that holy rest left battle with the powerful country. And as a film enthusiast, I can't help but wonder if certain aquatic creatures might have been part of the grand spectacle on screen. However, even though Scott himself vehemently denies it, it seems rather improbable that sharks were among those animals. Regrettably, it seems not to match the accuracy of past records, but it certainly provides an entertaining show regardless. In my perspective as a movie critic, I find myself questioning the authenticity of warriors riding rhinos in the Colosseum. Yet it's worth noting that various exotic creatures were, we often featured in gladiatorial contests. Lions, bears, and even magnificent giraffes were not uncommon spectacles within these grand arenas. Historian Estelle Paranki stated during an interview that it's clear the movie did not include any sharks. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time,